What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and here's my next episode of Joe Winko Talk. So this is going to be a pretty personal episode. Nothing really morbid or gloomy, but I really just wanted to do another episode of Joe Winko Talk, and I definitely felt like this was something important to talk about because it's something that really needs to stop happening. Seriously, because it kind of pisses me off a bit. So, I've been posting on YouTube for a very, very long time. I don't want to tell you guys how old I am, but I've been posting on YouTube for a very long time. And every now and then, I'll get someone who reaches out to me and tries to contact me, and I'll get a text message from someone saying, "Hey, is this Joe Winko?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And then they ask me, "Are you still doing your YouTube videos?" And then I always tell them, "To the day I die, I will be doing them." Because that's literally true. I mean, I love posting stuff on YouTube, seriously. It's my way of leaving my mark on this earth, letting people know who I am, who I was, but who I am currently, who I am since I'm still here, and letting people know what I did while I was on this earth and what I was passionate about, what I wanted to do, what I accomplished, and what goes on inside my autism mind also. I mean, because I'm obviously not ashamed of having autism, even though some people act like I should be. But I'm obviously not ashamed of having autism, really, as you guys should know by now. And it's basically me sharing my life with people, honestly. And I honestly like doing that because it helps show that I'm not just some random person who's forgot about. I'm not just a drop of water in an endless sea. Like, if anyone comes across it and finds it interesting, then that's even better, really. But there's one thing that a lot of people have been saying to me whenever I do my gaming live streams, and one thing that people ask me a lot, a question that I cannot stand when people ask me because it really makes me angry when people honestly think that I would actually do something like this. Now, before I get to that, I'm just going to say, I know that I talk about a lot of the rough times of my life and a lot of the gloomy times of my life, like literally about the times when I almost died. I'll have a list of all of those in the pinned comments of this video if you guys seriously want to know. The one question that people seem to be asking me a lot on my gaming live streams, they always ask me, "Joe, when you die, who are you going to have take over your YouTube channel?" And if you guys don't understand what they mean by that, technically what they mean by that is they believe that when I die, I'm going to hand my YouTube channel over to someone else so they could post more videos on my channel and basically take over my channel, the words that they use, and make it their own and start posting videos on my channel. And it pisses me off when people seriously believe that I would actually do that. It seriously pisses me off when people think that I would actually do that. Get that thought out of your head. No one, except me, is going to post on this channel. Absolutely no one. When I die, the channel will hopefully still stay up, but when I die, that's when the videos on my channel stop. No one's going to be taking over my channel after I die. There is one exception, though. So, this is worthy of a whole new episode of Joe Winko Talk on itself, and I wanted to make this a separate episode because there's so much I have to say about this. Part of me kind of believes in reincarnation. Like, when a person dies, they come back and they live as a new person, which I kind of hope is actually true. Like, if I die, I hope I come back as the exact same person as I was, with all the same attributes that I have, and I do want some circumstances in my life to be better. I mean, my life currently, it's going better. 2022 has not been a good year for me, really. I mean, it could have been so much worse, but I've been having some health problems, and it's stuff that I at least managed to get resolved. I mean, I wouldn't say it's too bad, but I have been having some health problems this year in 2022. I haven't really talked much about them, but I hope that I do get reincarnated as a human, because I don't want to be anyone else except a human. And I hope I come back as the same kind of person I was. I definitely do want to be a man again. I definitely do want to be a gay man again, honestly. But I just hope that the circumstances in my life are different, really. And there's so much more I can say about that, because a psychic actually told me that I did have a previous life. But that's worthy of a whole new episode of Joe Winko Talk. I don't really want to get into that too much, because this video is going to be really long. The main point of this video is for you guys to not ask me that question, because it's not going to happen. No one is going to be taking over my YouTube channel after I die. Get that damn thought out of your head right now. The only person who would be coming back to my YouTube channel and posting on it after my death would be me in my reincarnated form. If I manage to figure out a way to remember my previous life and my next life, so I can remember everything I did in my current life and continue it in my next life. Which is honestly, I'm not sure if that made sense to anyone, but I seriously hope it made sense to at least one person watching this video. That's honestly something that I've been trying to do for a while. In case you guys don't know, I kind of do practice witchcraft from time to time, and I'm not really an expert witch. I mean, you guys should know it if you've been following my YouTube channel with all these love spell videos I've been posting. But I do practice witchcraft from time to time, and I'm trying to figure out how to do a spell to make sure that I remember my current life and my next life. And whenever I ask that question online, people always misunderstand my question. They always think that I'm trying to learn about my previous life, and I already know enough about my previous life. I don't need to know any more, really, and I'm going to save that for a future episode. But I already know about my previous life. I'm not trying to remember my previous life. I'm trying to remember this current life in my next life. And also, I want to make sure that I come back as a man in my next life, because I never want to be a woman at all, really. And that's another thing that's worthy of a whole new talk video, which I'll be doing in the future. Remind me to do that. But yeah, I definitely want to come back as an autistic man in my next life, seriously. I mean, the same level of autism that I have now. Not the type of autism where I don't talk at all, really, because you guys wouldn't be getting these videos then. But, yeah, that's the thing. No one's going to take over my YouTube channel, and if someone does manage to take it over, it's going to be me in my reincarnated form. But I would imagine that that would take a while to appear. Like, say that I died in... Let me say a day that already passed, so I don't jinx myself. Say that I died back in 2019. No, 2017. Let's say that I did die in 2017, back in 2017. This is all hypothetical, because obviously I didn't. I'm still here right now. It wouldn't have been like a couple weeks later, all of a sudden you see someone else posting videos on my YouTube channel wearing a red pointy bandana saying, "Oh hey, I'm Joe Winko, I'm back now. I know I look different, but I'm back now. I died a couple weeks ago." No, it wouldn't work like that. I mean, first of all, I would have to, my soul would have to go into a brand new newborn male, I guess. I mean, how I always imagined it is like your soul is who you are, your body is like a car, and your soul is yourself driving the car. And it's like you get out of the car when you die, and then you go inside a new car when you're reborn, and you drive that car instead. Does that make sense to any of you guys? So technically, if I would have died back in 2017, I would be reborn, and God knows how long it would take for me to be put in a brand new body again, a newborn body again. So I'd be put in inside another newborn. My soul would be transferred into another newborn. Then I would be born again. And then we would kind of have to wait till I grow up, because if I was that young, my brain wouldn't be mature enough to remember all the facts of my life, apparently, if I managed to remember them, because I don't remember anything from my previous life, really. I mean, there is some stuff that stuck with me that's definitely understandable, but I'll be explaining that in my next video about my previous life. I barely remember anything from my previous life, but there's quite a bit of stuff that stuck with me, but I don't really have any vivid memories from my previous life. It would have actually taken, I'm guessing, 10 to 15 years before another guy signs into my YouTube channel and starts posting videos claiming that like I'm Joe Winko and I'm back. It would take like 10 to 15 years, roughly. Might even take a little longer than that, but I'm assuming around that time, because I was roughly 10 or 11 years old when I started posting stuff on YouTube, but I couldn't think of what my channel name should be, so I kept deleting my YouTube channel over and over again, until I finally came up with Winko567 in... I don't want to tell you guys how old I am, but before I finally came up with my current username in year 2013... Again, did not want to tell you guys how old I am. And I've been posting on here ever since, and here I am now. Yeah, that long. But, I definitely do believe that reincarnation is real. I seriously hope it is. I also believe in parallel universes. And I seriously hope I'm brought up in a universe where things are not as severe as they are today with current events. I'm not going to be explaining that too much, but go on to any news streaming service and you'll see exactly what I fucking mean by that. And also another thing, I really hope that I end up being born in Europe instead of the USA, honestly. Because, well, I have to double check the laws and everything in Europe. I mean, I know that they don't really have, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how far the freedom of speech law goes in European countries, but I could be wrong. Maybe someone watching this video can comment on this and say, oh, Joe, if you would have been living in Europe and you did a video about this, this would have happened. It'd be really interesting to see how many people know about that, but I'm not really sure, honestly. But yeah, that's the whole point of this YouTube channel. Do not say that someone else is going to take over my channel after I die, unless that someone else is controlled by me. But I just want to make sure that there's a way that I can memorize my personal life right now and my next life, really. I've been trying to figure that out. But it seems like whenever I post about that in a witchcraft forum or on a witchcraft web forum or on Reddit, God forbid, no one really has anything to tell me as to how to remember my current life when I'm reborn into my next life. Also, I would want to see if there's a way that I can make sure that I come back as the same person that I am now. Like, it's not like I would want to relive my life over and over again. I would definitely not want to do that. I mean, gosh, I just want the story to keep continuing, really. I mean, from where I'm at now, I mean, and I'm kind of sad because I forgot about all the stuff in my previous life. I mean, because there's quite a bit of stuff that I did in my previous life, but it was so long ago, like 200 years ago. I mean, so I'm surely not going to find any YouTube videos I did back in the 1800s or early 1900s, which kind of sucks, but I mean, I'll explain it in my future video about this. But that's what I'm trying to figure out, how I can remember my current life and my next life so I can keep being the person I want to be, because I really don't want to be anyone else. And I'm actually really proud of that, honestly, because I know that there's so many people who cannot say that at all, that they wouldn't want to be anyone else, but there's no one on earth who I'd rather be except for myself. Joe Winko. And another thing that I always believed in, I always believed that when a person passes away, their soul goes into a Sims character, which, if you watch my live streams nowadays, whenever I'm making a Sims character and playing The Sims, I always try to give my Sims the happiest lives possible, which is why I released my Joe Winko Forever mod that you guys can download. It's a mod that lets you put me in The Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, and Sims 4. It even has install instructions on it too. And you know, what I was actually hoping when I released that 2 years ago, I was hoping that people would actually use it and start making like gaming playthroughs with me as a Sims 2 character. Just don't have me marry a woman, please. I mean, please just have me marry a guy. Do not have me marry a female. Please don't have me marry a female. But can you guys actually please use that mod, really? I would really appreciate it if you guys did, honestly. But that's the thing. And also another thing that a lot of people don't really complain about this much anymore, but back then, when I used to make my Sims 2 videos very often, and what people have been asking me about my Sims 2 videos, they always ask me, these videos are really cool, but why is the Joe character in every single one of your videos? And that honestly also pisses me off too. And my answer to that, so you guys can stop asking me it, my answer to that is so people know that it's mine. I mean, no one else is going to make a movie with me as their starring character. I mean, if they see me as the main character in the movie, they're automatically going to know, okay, yep, it was Joe that made this video because he's the starring character in this video. It's definitely him. And that brings us to a whole nother topic of self-insertion, which I can't really talk about in this video because we're already at like roughly 20 minutes so far. Because back then, I used to make those videos very fast because they didn't take so much time to make. But nowadays, I know so much about making videos of The Sims 2, and it seems like the more I learn about them, the longer they take. Like, and the longer the videos are, like Carolina Maniacs was an hour and 40 minutes, Onryo was an hour and 37 minutes, and the script I typed for Onryo 2 is 95 pages long. This is it right here. I had to get a whole binder to hold this script together. I have never typed anything this long in my entire life, and I don't even know how long this movie is going to be. I'm actually kind of worried that it might end up being too long. Well, even if it was too long, I mean, I could still post it on YouTube, but it's just that YouTube has a 4 gigabyte video limit, and I'd have to split it up into 2 parts if the video file ended up being more than 4 gigabytes, and that'd be a hassle. I don't want to split up my videos into multiple parts, really. But that's the thing. Quit asking me those questions. Quit saying, oh, Joe Winko, when you die, who's going to take over your YouTube channel? No one is going to take over my YouTube channel except me in my reincarnated form. And even then, it's going to take 10 to 15 years for me to come back and take over my YouTube channel. I know that Sims 2 will always still be around, but, I mean, hopefully I memorize how to make all the videos and custom animations that I learned so long ago. Hopefully all the tutorials that I learned from are still saved online, and hopefully I never forget those at all. So just quit asking me those questions. When I die, who's going to take over my YouTube channel? No one is except me in my reincarnated form. And also, during my gaming live streams, can we not talk about me dying at all? I mean, there's another place for that. If you want to talk about me dying, just comment on one of my videos that I posted. One of my videos I posted about when I almost died here and when I almost died there. There's a bit too many of those videos, really. But that's the place where we can discuss stuff like that. Not on my gaming live streams, not while I'm happy playing my gaming live streams. The last thing I want to think about is me dying while I'm playing my gaming live streams. So get that thought out of your head. No one's taking over my channels when I die. So yeah, no one except me in my reincarnated form. So that's basically it for this episode of Joe Winko Talk. Thank you guys so much for listening. It was something important to talk about. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about my belief in reincarnation? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you want it to be real? And do you think it's stupid when people ask me this question? And can you all hope that no one else asks me this question because it strikes a nerve? If I see anyone comment that in any of my live streams, I'm just going to block you from participating in my live streams because it's honestly not even funny to joke about. Don't make jokes about me dying either, seriously. I mean, because it really would not be funny if I died. It better not be. Especially if I come back as an Onryo in real life. You definitely wouldn't be laughing then if my ghost was floating towards you, wanting to rip out your lungs and harvest your soul with my pink soul gem. Would you be laughing? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. So that's basically it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.